By 1993, Nissan's GT-R had dominated Group A racing, earned the name Godzilla, and convinced a generation that no Japanese car could touch it in a straight line. The Supra? Dismissed as overhyped, a Toyota trading on image, not pace. That confidence held until Toyota showed up on the drag strip. But to understand how the Supra silenced its doubters, you first need to understand why Nissan's confidence was earned. Japanese domestic market performance culture, commonly known as JDM, was defined by a fierce battle for pride between Toyota and Nissan. When Nissan launched the R32 GT-R in 1989, it engineered a high-tech, all-wheel drive weapon designed for racing dominance. 4 years later, Toyota released the A80 Supra, opting for a rear-wheel drive Grand Tourer built around a highly durable inline-six engine. These different factory strategies created two distinct paths to speed, turning badge legitimacy into a cultural war where horsepower was only part of the equation. As the 1990s progressed, a belief grew among enthusiast forums and automotive writers that the Supra's rising cultural fame far exceeded its actual straight-line pace. Critics labeled the Toyota overrated, an opinion-based tag that spread through car magazines rather than any official Nissan corporate statement. To many, the Supra was a heavy, overhyped cruiser trading on Hollywood screen time rather than real performance. The ultimate way to settle this reputation argument was on the neutral ground of the drag strip, where paper specs disappeared and only the timing slip mattered. Nissan's raw performance credibility was not built overnight. It was forged across decades of competitive racing, culminating on the racetracks of the early 1990s. When the R32 Skyline GT-R entered the Japanese Touring Car Championship, it went completely undefeated from 1990 through 1993, securing 29 consecutive victories. This absolute dominance in Group A racing extended far beyond Japanese borders, capturing championships across multiple continents. In Australia, the motoring press at Wheels magazine famously coined the Godzilla moniker in July 1989 to describe its unstoppable power on the track. Nissan cemented this formidable reputation on the road by sending the R32 to the Nürburgring Nordschleife, where it recorded a historic production car record lap of 8 minutes and 22.4 seconds. This flawless track record established Nissan as the undisputed authority on raw speed. It created an elite standard of measurable performance that made the Toyota Supra look unproven. While Nissan collected championship trophies, the Supra was building a reputation based on street culture and aftermarket potential rather than factory racetrack pedigree. This stark contrast fueled intense skepticism among enthusiasts. Doubters openly questioned whether Toyota's heavy Grand Tourer was simply a poster car trading on aesthetic appeal rather than actual athletic ability. They wondered if a rear-wheel drive platform, lacking Nissan's sophisticated traction systems and racing heritage, could compete when it counted on the asphalt. As the rivalry moved toward the drag strip, the central question grew louder. Did the Supra actually possess the measurable pace to match its massive cultural hype? Or would it crumble when lined up against the reigning king of Japanese engineering? The foundation of Toyota's engineering answer lay beneath the hood. The fourth-generation A80 model relied on a 3.0-liter sequential twin-turbocharged inline-six, the legendary 2JZG-TE. In Japan, regulatory agreements capped its official rating at 280 horsepower, but export variants arrived in Western markets delivering a rated 320 horsepower. Directing this power into immediate forward motion presented a major physical challenge. The A80 operated on a rear-wheel drive layout, meaning the rear contact patches had to handle all torque without any factory-installed launch control system. In a 1993 road test, this setup recorded a 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint of 5.3 seconds and a 14.0-second flat-standing quarter mile at 100 miles per hour. While the Supra scored a single-point overall comparison win in that historical test, the publication omitted individual elapsed times for its competition, leaving the run as a baseline performance reference instead of a definitive direct victory. The engineering approach changed with the modern GR Supra. This generation featured a 3.0-liter single twin-scroll turbocharged inline-six, the B58, rated at 382 horsepower. Toyota addressed the rear-wheel drive traction limitation by integrating an 8-speed automatic transmission equipped with a factory launch control mode. By electronically managing wheel spin, this modern system allowed the rear tires to grab the asphalt with maximum traction, transforming raw, straight-six power into immediate launch energy. The drag strip strips away brand loyalty, reducing every argument to traction, power delivery, and the green light. In a stock-to-stock comparison, the numbers paint a clear picture of physics. Lined up on a prepped surface, a factory 2021 R35 GTR, pushing 565 horsepower through its all-wheel drive system, clocked an 11.25-second quarter mile at 130 miles per hour. Beside it, the stock rear-wheel drive 2021 GR Supra, putting down 382 horsepower, crossed the line in 12.57 seconds at 112 miles per hour. While the lighter Supra often jumps ahead initially, all-wheel drive inevitably asserts its launch dominance. However, these raw figures require context, as many of these independent tests omit critical driver, tire, and track temperature data. A driver's reaction time determines who crosses the finish line first, while elapsed time measures only the car's true mechanical speed once it leaves the beam. When modified, the hierarchy shifts. In the lightly modified category, a tuned 600 horsepower GR Supra utilizing drag slicks posted a 9.6-second run, edging out a tuned R35 GTR that finished in the low 10-second range. In the extreme, purpose-built class, builders have even leveled the traction playing field entirely. A four-wheel drive converted A90 Supra, making 1,070 horsepower, lined up against a 1,600 horsepower GTR, showing that removing the rear-wheel drive limitation allows the Toyota platform to match Nissan's legendary launch capability. These head-to-head battles demonstrate that the Supra does not need to win every matchup to earn its place. Even when outmatched on paper, its ability to outperform expectations on the asphalt cements its status as a true performance icon. Nissan called the Supra overrated, but once Toyota lined up on the drag strip, the Supra did what it always does best. It made the doubters look foolish. In March 2013, at the Bahrain International Circuit, the EK Canoe Racing Supra, built in partnership with Titan Motorsports, crossed the finish line in a blistering 6.237 seconds at 227.8 miles per hour. This run secured the definitive title of the world's quickest import. The build retained the factory Toyota 2JZ engine block and cylinder head, pairing them with a custom lightweight chassis and an extreme drag racing turbocharger setup. Yet, no Nissan GTR lined up in the opposite lane during this historic run. This milestone represents a platform record, not a head-to-head drag strip victory over a specific Nissan rival. Historical research into Nissan-owned facilities, including the legendary Yatabe test track and modern high-speed test ovals, reveals no record of an official Nissan-owned quarter-mile drag strip hosting such a showdown. Instead, the concept of Nissan's own drag strip serves as a metaphor for the performance territory Nissan long claimed as its own. This distinction matters because it grounds the Supra's real-world credibility not in corporate marketing, but in actual Japanese tuning culture. The platform established its legacy through grease, boost, and concrete. While reputation can easily lead one performance icon to underestimate another, the ultimate equalizer remains the timing slip on the asphalt. The Supra proved it deserved respect where performance claims matter most. Nissan called the Supra overrated, but once Toyota lined up on the drag strip, the Supra did what it always does best. It made the doubters look foolish. Today, legendary status is no longer built on corporate reputation, but on the concrete. Nissan called the Supra overrated, but once Toyota lined up on the drag strip, the Supra did what it always does best. It made the doubters look foolish.